We are focusing on the Chargers, where they've been focusing on Jim Harbaugh, offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. I'm talking about they, the royal they, we, they, all of it. And how are we going to get Justin Herbert even further developed, maybe take some things off his shoulders to make it easier to do some things on offense and fix things on defense, right? And we've heard Jim sort of glaze over, sort of generically talk about his quarterback. Here's what he had to say yesterday about Herbert.
I knew he was really good. But you know, when you're right up, next to watching, where you can, feel the way, the ball comes out of his hand. I mean, it comes out a lot. It's going a lot faster than you think. He's bigger, taller, smart. Incredible the way he picks things up, masters things. Just when you think he can't go another rung on the ladder of my esteem anyway, he finds another one. To the point, the athleticism and the strength, really, he could play tight end here. He could play edge rusher here. And the arm talent is even better than advertised. It's an exciting thing. I found myself just sitting at my desk at times and going, he's on our team,
What a psychopath. Wait, I love him. Great cut up.
It's unbelievable. He could play every position on the team.
Edge rusher, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he's taller. He's bigger.
And on the ladder of my esteem, How much higher could he go? He could catch the ball, he could throw the ball, he could do anything. Yeah. So he got specific. He got into the nitty-gritty of, you think he likes his quarterback? You think he's ecstatic? Yeah, and he should be, as we all know, top 5 yards and touchdowns since he broke into the league in 2020, second in passing attempts per game, taking the 3rd most hits. That speaks about what's on his plate, how much he's gotten putting on those beautiful shoulder pads of his. Justin's former teammate, Chris Harris Jr., got us thinking last week in the discussion of why the numbers and the talent that we know he has. Chris Harris is like, I knew he was a problem the first time that I saw him. Why isn't it translated to team success? We were talking about that with Chris Harris, and he brought up the fact that Herbert has never had a top-ranked defense. We did some digging. We wanted to see how Justin's defense is stacked up against guys who have had team success. Check it out. This is an indictment. Wrap it up and smoke it. Unbelievable. Herbert's defense has ranked 28th in points allowed over his career as a starter. All of his contemporaries had defenses that rank in the top half of the league. Lamar, number 1 defense. Josh Allen, number 2. Mahomes, 7th. Burrow, only real outlier there at 14th. And as far as the older guys that he's overlapped with, Tom Brady's defenses, as we all know, gave up the fewest points in the NFL over the 21-year span of his career. That's why they're sitting on that dais at his roast, because he knows how good they were and how meaningful and impactful and why he has those rings as far as a team sport and as part of a team win. Big Ben's defenses ranked 2nd. Even Aaron Rodgers' defenses, which we love to clown on and hit like it's a piñata at an 8th grade's birthday party, those were 8th, top 10 defenses, even for Rodgers in a Super Bowl winning, contending, really competitive, far into the playoffs world. So I'm not bringing this stuff up to take anything away from any of the guys I just mentioned. These are the greats. Just to show you and illuminate the Chris Harris thing that's true, okay? We lose sight of the fact these quarterbacks don't win games by themselves. It's almost impossible to find a quarterback that wins without the support of his defense being top 10, top 11, top 12. And hopefully the new Chargers regime with Harbaugh and Ortiz, who we love and we met on the show, a GM who gave us his time, we appreciate that so much. You build around him, and you really got to focus on the defense. I love hearing the soliloquy and the Mr. Smith goes to Washington filibuster of Justin Herbert and all of his goodness, but talk to me about that defense. How are they going to help him? Because that's what he needs, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, and it's, they've tried. You bring in Khalil Mack. You have both. It hasn't all worked together for whatever reason. And, I think it's still going to be a process. I don't know if they've done enough to address it this offseason, but it should definitely be better. And obviously they focused on protecting him too, building up that offensive line. So it's going to start looking a little different. But yeah, it's staggering to look at those numbers and just see every successable quarterback had good defenses for the majority of their career. It really is true.
To just run the ball more so the defense is on the field less? Is it more? But are those running backs going to, do you have faith in those running backs? It's interesting. If they're not splashy names, but they've certainly had moments and shown us what they could do.
Yeah, and when J.K. Dobbins has been healthy, he's been phenomenal.
Amazing.
It's just he's coming off of, he's had serious injuries back-to-back years. It's a great question, and yeah, running will help the defense, and that might be part, it all plays into it. right? Like,
Yeah.
you're throwing the ball that much, your defense is on the field more, they're not going to be as effective. You're right. Running the ball, keeping the defense off the field should help that defense be better too.
The ladder of my esteem. I'm going to use that. On the ladder, I don't know what he could do to get higher on the ladder of my esteem. What? From the Chargers situation, let's stay in the AFC West and